that I think can really change the trajectory of Tulsa, but also the state. So very excited about it, and again, happy to answer some questions here. Yes, ma'am.
I think the big question is, for these next 3 to 4 months, what are some tangible ways you plan on measuring whatever success looks like? What are you looking for, some hard numbers?
Right. And you heard Dawn talk about a lot in the board meeting. These are things we've been discussing with the board and with the community, which is we've got to see reading scores get up. We've honed in on the 50th percentile, saying you've got to be up to state average. We have got to get most kids in Tulsa reading on state average. We've also honed in on F schools. We have seen districts get half of their F schools off the list. We've seen CPS do this. We want to see Tulsa get schools off the F list. That's things we can track, that here a few months in, we can go over the data and see what the trajectory is. Are they on pace to get off of the F list? We think these are very tangible. We think they're very doable. And again, it shows that step forward. And then you have the finances piece, which is pretty straightforward. We think that we can help them with their internal controls and they can get this back on track. They've got a real choice here. I kind of referenced this earlier about history. You kind of have these moments where things can either get a lot better or they can get a lot worse. This is this moment for Tulsa. I truly believe we've laid out attainable goals. We've given them a path. We want Tulsans to rally together, turn the school around. I hear from Tulsa teachers. I know they have some unbelievable teachers. They have some unbelievable administrators. With Deborah Gist gone, there is every opportunity in the world to turn this around. So I believe this is one of those moments, and I'm excited to see what the Tulsans do with it. Andrea? Yes, ma'am.
You just said to get the results, but our state doesn't have new report cards, doesn't have test scores. Those measures that our state uses won't be out in 3 or 4 months. So how will we measure those results?
Absolutely. We've worked with the district to see what they use already to measure reading proficiency, because again, I think that they do have some things in place that are good measurements. We've talked to the board too about some of their goals in the past, and we've told them we want those goals to be much more aggressive. But they do have some good measuring sticks in the district. They use a lot of maps type technology there with different vendors, and we think that you can look through that and see trajectories. You can see real time improvement. So honestly, some of the tools they're using, we're okay with that, but we want to see that improvement, and we can pace that out and see those type of turnarounds. So with reading, and we're talking about F-list schools, we've honed in on what are the criteria of these schools and found each of them on the F-list. And as you know, it's different, for different schools, kind of what ended you up there. So taking that into a plan of, are we seeing movement where we can reasonably say District A, B, and C are on the right track. So we can individualize a plan for each F school. We can continue to use some of the data tools in the district and meet those goals. And we will see rather quickly. And I will say this, we have some districts that do a phenomenal job of this, where there's really dramatic intervention when kids fall behind. And what we want to see is Tulsa do this in a larger district with the intentionality around every individual child getting that kind of remediation.
So what's due in 4 months? Is it a plan for improvement or actual tangible improvement?
No, tangible improvement.
Okay.
We will be bringing Tulsa Public Schools back in a few months to look at these deficiencies and see what's been done in regards to those deficiencies. Then that plan of improvement we laid out, they will have to show us progress with that plan of improvement. Monthly, we will have the state board or the interim superintendent come and provide us updates of the progress, so we will be able to see in real time where that is. But we will be working with them to say there will be this more formal review in a few months.
Several times you characterized Dr. Gist's resignation as a removal. Do you have reason to believe that she didn't leave of her own volition?
Hey, look, I've been clear for several weeks now that she had to go. I've been clear with the board, I've been clear with the community, and again, it was simply where data sent me. It was simply a look at where the district was, and just to see a district that has the resources of Tulsa. And again, Tulsa, there's incredible community partners there in Tulsa. I made clear with everyone, step one is she's got to go. She has to go. You guys need to support that. You need to get her out. That's a great sign from the district if you're able to remove her. And so I was very pleased to hear that that was going to happen, that she wasn't going to be there any longer. And I feel like that was a great step in the right direction. And I believe it does. It opens up the district to say, listen, we can fundamentally change. Leadership so often comes from the top down. And when you're in a district like this and we're hearing these reports and the frustrations from some kind of just that next level down, We're excited to get a new leader in there. We're excited a new direction, but I am laser focused on this. This isn't going to be cosmetic. This isn't just going to be some plan you roll out. This isn't just about changing personnel. This is about changing trajectories, and the way we're going to measure that is data and meaningful data. So many times in education, and you all know this, there's a million statistics. That's why we're honing in on just a few that are the most consequential, saying we need to see this type of progress, which is attainable within the year, and meet these goals.
So just to be clear, do you think that this was her choice, or you don't think that this was her choice? Was she removed, or did she resign?
Hey, look, I made my intention clear that she needed to go. I don't much care of how it happened. My concern was this district cannot continue under a leader who refuses to recognize problems, acknowledge them, and then doesn't develop any kind of significant path forward. And I felt like that was untenable. I felt like it was unacceptable. I felt like Tulsans deserved more. I felt like the kids deserved more. I felt like every teacher in the district deserved more. And so when I looked at that, I mean, I told them, hey, I didn't give specifics on how that had to happen. I just said she's got to go, and so I was pleased to see that happened.
Last one.
Can we, a non-Tulsa question. It's about gender policies and pronouns, stuff like
Sure.
that. So you have this request out to schools to have their, you want data from them, right?
Sure.
What is your hope when you get that data? What do you want to do with going
Okay,
forward?
good question, and I wouldn't say data, I would say the policies,
Okay.
right, and then the communication. What we've heard from some districts is there have been certain policies that have been instituted on telling teachers that they could be in jeopardy by not using a correct pronoun. They've been advised to change these throughout the year, and there have been concerns from some districts and some individual teachers on that. And the best way for us to deal with it is to say, okay, well, if there's guidance, we want to see it. If there is communication directly to teachers that's engaging them in this, and we just think it's nonsense. The teachers want to go focus on math, reading, and science. They don't want to be playing kind of this, did we use the right pronoun today, because this child's changing it every day and we got to stay on top of it. This needs to be really clear, and we want to see what districts are telling their teachers to make sure that we're not kind of playing this game inside our schools.
So
Yes, sir.
would you issue a state policy for, let's say, the Chinese curriculum, or for pronouns, or would that be lawmakers would have to step in?
We're exploring all options. We're exploring what we can do as an agency, but we're also already talking to legislators about, hey, we're going to issue this. We're going to get the feedback. We're going to get the policies back, and then we want to have a conversation. We want to have a conversation of what we can do legislatively to fix this. We want to have a conversation with, maybe the agency can take other steps as well. So we're open to either one. We're exploring them both. But we've got to make sure that in both cases, whether it's the pronouns, games that are going on, or whether it is the money from adversarial governments, we've got to get this under control. And step one is to figure out, how much of this is going on and what exactly we're dealing with.